Welcome to the Heavyweight Podcast.
The message behind saying the title "The Heavyweight Podcast" is to be able to say that we can weigh in on some heavy shit. You know, what we're talking about is important from every aspect of it. It's a heavy weight. It's not just about physical weight, but the weight of things that can weigh our minds. So I think it's dope that we can have this conversation. What's good? This is episode 83 of the Heavyweight Podcast. I am Studded McFly with these three guys. Go ahead and state your name for the beautiful people.
I am Limb Bone Slice Ellis. Yeah.
I have no words for that. It's your boy Sigmund Lethal.
And what's up? They call me Hunter.
How were your weeks?
Terrible.
Tiring. Yours is you sound
Terrible.
what happened when you catch this bug at?
The little germ spreaders.
The little people.
Yeah. That's
You gotta be more specific.
One little person came to school and gymnastics that shouldn't have been there, passed the shit to my little person, and she passed it to me. And
Don't you just love when that happens?
I mean, but that's how illness works.
I get it, but like,
No.
don't you just love like how your kid becomes like
Yeah, the petri dishes.
Mm-hmm.
we homeschooling now. Fuck this. I'm not going through this shit again.
Hey, I will say with the distance school that they're in now, I haven't gotten sick all year, but shit, every damn near every 2 weeks last year, like clockwork. They would bring something home every 2 weeks like clockwork. That's how we got COVID. Every 2 weeks like clockwork.
For the birds.
What you got? Just the regular.
I just got a sore throat.
Ooh.
But it was like, I've had it for a week.
Yeah,
And
that's
now I have
rough.
to tell.
Hey, do you still have your tonsils?
Yeah. Now I'm losing my voice at the end of the week. I was perfectly fine at the beginning of the week, but now I'm losing my goddamn voice.
So next week at work's gonna be kind of nice then.
Good for the rest. Yeah, I was gonna say for the rest of the coworkers.
Wow.
Nigga, you ain't got to hear from me ever again. Don't get it twisted. Shit.
My week was tiring, but it's fun. What are we off the Super Bowl? I had a good time. I know this is not fun for you, but I enjoyed watching it, not having to cheer at all, like not having anything invested. It was nice. It's quite nice. A lot of beer, and I didn't have to stop and be like, "Why are you talking to me?" So other than that,
niggas be blind on occasion. I see.
I forgot he was an Eagles fan. I didn't mean to, bring it up.
Cheated. My boys got cheated. It is what it is.
It was a great game.
Yeah, for somebody.
But that's all I did was worked.
Rihanna.
Now I'm in this. Right? See what I did, man? It wasn't playing.
I'm still mad at ASAP.
Oh, I mean, we can talk about that too. Really?
I'm still mad at ASAP.
Don't hate.
No, I'm not talking about the whole what Rihanna did. It's what the reaction of the people outside in the world was.
He could have waited till after the Super Bowl.
Like she bamboozled a bunch of people out of their money and said, "I'm gonna give you a half-ass performance, and you're gonna pay me millions."
Well, she didn't get paid for that.
She didn't get paid?
No, she did that for promotion.
She did.
Oh yeah.
The only reason she made them all wear Fenty. She was like, "Oh no, you guys are just gonna wear my outfits then. You don't want to pay me, bitch. Better have my."
They had to promote her business. She didn't get paid personally for the performance.
Let me ask you this: if you was ASAP, you waiting?
Oh.
Hell no.
I wouldn't have waited. Nigga, if she would have said the next day, fuck the 6 weeks.
Can't blame him.
I wouldn't have waited at all. Shit.
So who's on their week?
Mr. Hunter.
Me. I had a good week. I went to work and just did my thing and came on home, and it was good. I'm about to go do some fun things today, and that's it.
What's the lotto today so I can go play it?
This is nice. That's 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. He's trying.
I really don't have bad weeks.
Said you didn't have a New Year's resolution. Nah, you just because it was. Yeah, the world was burning.
Oh, my world's always burning, bro. It's always burning. Don't get that twisted. Sometimes I just walk around with a fire extinguisher, so it keeps it all good.
Yeah.
Wow. No comment. No comment.
Mr. McFly.
McFly.
This is waiting week.
Yeah.
We're just waiting.
Yeah, you had a little tease scare yesterday, huh? Or this morning? Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday, the day before. It's just constantly contractions happen, but they're not frequent enough. We did the last doctor's appointment yesterday, and he just said hopefully he stays put till Tuesday, but at this point, anytime's possible. So I'm just waiting to hear it's time. I'm like, gotta go.
How does it feel to know that by this time next week, the men will be the majority in the house again?
I've been thinking that since I heard it was a boy. You should have saw the triumph and the raise. Yes, we did it.
Kevin's a lost hope. He will be lonely in all things pertaining to men the rest of his life.
Who?
You.
Who, me?
Yeah.
You have not met Graceland all through and through then. You be doing dude activities already.
How old is she?
2.
Oh, yeah, shit.
I got a long way.
Long way.
So do we get into the nitty-gritty now?
Get into it.
Yeah.
All right, since we're already touching on it,
I made it. Rihanna wouldn't even show a titty. Yeah, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Wow. So since we're already on it, and he sounds horrible, I made Maurice's situation a topic.
What?
So, being a parent and the kids getting you sick, what importance do you place on making sure that the kids know how to move in public?
They don't listen. It don't matter.
Yeah,
But what importance do you place on it? How many times do you repeat this to them? How many times do you let them know? Wash your hands. Stay away from them. Don't take this from them.
Wipe your ass. Kids don't washing their hands or wiping their ass.
I reiterate things all the time. And by all the time, I mean all the time, like you said.
All the goddamn time.
So I guess the importance is high, but my expectation of it being executed is low.
Low. You gotta be
kids don't listen.
You gotta be the sanitary person on this motherfucker.
So when you do it, do you give them is there special ways to make them remember how long to wash their hands? Do you is there a certain process that you do so that every time they come in the house with you, do you automatically guide them or direct them to the bathroom to say, remember, you were out and wash your hands, dude?
I tell her and then I'll stare at her ass until she do it.
So you don't just make it a routine to where you kind of direct her towards the
wash your goddamn hands. And then I look at her ass like this.
Yeah, I don't think I have it in routine like that. It's a lot of reiterating. It's hard to set a routine at that age. There's certain things you can get bath and toothbrush, but still, even brushing teeth and all that, you still gotta brush your teeth, brush your teeth. What are you doing? Get over there, brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Right.
I usually do scare tactics.
That's the moment. I try. But
I'll be oh my God, your teeth are falling out. You should probably brush them. And then they go, oh my God.
Yeah.
Great. I got the only kid that looks forward to losing teeth.
It'll work on one. Yeah.
Because
she see money.
She sees as a baby.
And watch Big Daddy and show him the scene with the dude that drinks soda all the time.
I can't even respond to that. My grandson has 5 and has 4 cavities already. It happens when I'm just, like I said, kids brushing their teeth.
Don't let them turn into that kid with the silver fillings is always bad.
Yeah, that's the front. They got the fronts all front.
Yeah, they got the all silver shit, and you're looking at them like this little bad motherfucker here. Yeah, those kids are always growing up. Those are always the bad kids. I'm like, oh, this little motherfucker with the silver teeth. Shit.
Yeah, it's hard to make little kids get in the routine. You just always got to help them, but they get at least 8.
Yeah. Try to make it fun. That's the best way, I think. Try to make it fun, but I don't know.
But like you said, once they go to school, you can't do nothing about it once they go to school.
So here's the real punchline. In this climate that we live in now with COVID, what are your beliefs and outlooks on how quick, I guess, our country pushed us going into the public setting for kids?
Oh, that's just capitalism and hope.
I look at it as we ain't got this under control, so we got to live with it now. It's like the flu. That's where we're at now.
I look at it as we just got a bunch of selfish people who just won't stay home when they know they ass shit.
No, I mean, but that's different than with everything opening. At a certain point, it was just like, you could even see it with like just the time to having people stay home from work. It went from 10 days to like 5 days to like, well, if you don't have symptoms, then just come to work even if you're positive. You're like, wait, huh?
So 2 days, you're not gonna date her. I mean, the shit can't change, but
like that's to me like I agree with it a little bit.
I used to be afraid to cough in public.
Oh yeah, especially those first couple months.
Those couple months.
Ooh.
You should have saw me yesterday in the office to get my DOT. I was like, nigga, because if I stood up, I didn't cough, so I was standing the whole time. I was like, you want to sit down? No, I'm good. You want to sit down? Nah, I'm good. I'm just trying to get this shit over with, so I got to come back here. I ain't got no other day to do it. I was like, can't cough.
Did you sound like this when you went in there?
Similar. I have my N95 on. I get my mask on. I said, yeah, you gonna take this time. You gonna do this shit real quick. I'm not coming back in this moment. Went to the DMV. I was in the DMV all 15 minutes.
Isn't that nice?
Oh,
that commercial DMV.
Oh, it's clutch. My wife, she was like, "Oh, we're gonna be here all day." I said, "No, we're not. Watch this."
That's
walked
nice.
In, handed the shit, walked out.
Speaking of the DMV, it was quite nice during COVID. I'm not gonna.
Had its advantages.
Yeah. So, yeah. So that's our. Because it's interesting to me when I think about how fast they flipped it from it being such a big priority to now all of a sudden, like, we're just expecting to believe that kindergartners, first graders, second graders, et cetera, are just supposed to follow wearing a mask or.
Do they have to? Is that still a thing? I thought they
no, but at the time, like to make sure that to practice social distancing within the school parameters, it was a thing. Now it's like, yeah, if they get sick, they get sick. But then, like you said, they're little ground zeros, so they can literally take that and move it everywhere, and they're within their households. And like I said, you hear a lot about a kid getting sick with something and then taking it home, and then they affect their grandparents. And like that's the thing. Like, it's kind of scary to think about.
It goes into that's everything too, because like say you work retail or some shit. Say you're like anything you work in where you're around a lot of people. I think it was going to be your ground zero, no matter what. Like we were talking, kids can be gross. So
they are. But
gross. There are some.
They are.
There are some dirty ass people at Stater Brothers too.
Because I can think of the countless times that people have.
Hold on, I was at Stater Brothers last night for my wife. She wanted some watermelon, whatever, some shit, right? And I said, "Is it a requirement for a female to have some sort of ass to work at Stater Brothers?" I said, "This is ridiculous."
No, it's the pants. It's the pants.
Is this in hiring process?
I will say this. I've asked this question to somebody that I knew that worked for Stater Brothers, rest in peace. He used to be like a manager, and I asked him that question. He said, actually, there is an unwritten kind of thing amongst the managers that when they do interviews, they may or may not base things on certain things, and they may on that second interview kind of gauge how a woman's built to.
You can tell the hiring staff.
Yeah, because
what though? What reason?
I think the whole game is to have
make your day
more. Yeah, make people.
About? It's a male-driven.
When people come to their stores, that they may notice certain things and probably be more willing to come back to their stores.
So, hey, honey, I need you to go to the grocery store. He's like, yes,
this isn't
yes,
just the grocery store. And not when I worked at the berry farm. There was a good stretch where I was like, you can tell the hiring manager is a man. 100%.
You should remember what Chuck was doing.
No, I don't remember that.
No, you know what Chuck was doing. You know what Chuck was doing.
We'll just say that the hiring process at UPS at the time at a particular building, there seemed to be a certain criteria that most of the new hires were meeting. So you would go and you were like, I can't help but notice that they all seem to look okay. Not gonna complain, but I did notice it. Like
it's more of a identical.
But like I said, what's the reason though?
And they all seem to be a gender specific thing where it was like, I'm noticing a lot higher hiring of than, and they look a certain.
Hunter, let's be honest. Fuck this. We podcasting. What the fuck are you talking about? What's the reason? So if you work somewhere, you hiring, you know you're gonna be around.
Yeah.
You're gonna still be at the building. So you rather have it be what you like to look at.
No, I don't. That's the thing.
You're gonna have a whole bunch of Chippendales working out there, and you're gonna just chip it.
You know, to me, the job is a job. I really don't particularly. They'll tell you right now. I don't really pay much attention to people.
We're saying you're applying it to you because you're usually out on the road. What we're saying is the person who hires has to sit there and look at all the people around him daily. What do you think he's going to hire if he has to see this daily? Like if he literally saying, "Well, I'm gonna be in my office for 12 hours a day." What do I want to see when I go? I have to sit in this damn office for 12 hours a day. So I'm not saying from your perspective because you're on the road, but like we're saying for like Chuck.
Right, but I'm saying even if it was me doing the hiring, I wouldn't even care.
It is not a coincidence that most of the women have day shifts.
I get there is some sexism in the hiring process. I do get that. No.
Some tons. But anyway, that's enough time.
Completely diverted from something else. Anyway, my point was saying it's kind of like one of those things where I think us as fathers have to take into consideration with our kids, like some things that's out of their control that they're being thrust into. So like our kids, we get that, you have to repeat to them, wash your hands, do this, do that. But like, think about some of the repercussions of them going into that climate, them getting sick, them bringing it home, and like I'm saying, fucking up a parent or a grandparent to the point that they're inadvertently responsible for causing death.
Well, that happened a lot during COVID, and people still didn't care.
So they come home, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, grandma got sick and is not recovering, and like then they realize when they're older, I was the reason why this happened. This is the reason. I'm the reason why it came into our household, kind of thing. And it's like that's kind of out of their control. But do we have things in place to control as far as like letting them know, how the importance of it, or letting them know, like, we understand that you weren't like, but they're gonna feel some sort of responsible if it's like a family member.
Well, I would chalk it up to age. Yeah, I mean anything under like 16, I wouldn't put it on my kids no matter what. I wouldn't even let them know. I would never let them know what happened.
But that's hard for me to say, like, because I feel like everybody brings something home at some point.
Right, and you can't expect little kids, teenagers, small. You can't hold most teenagers responsible. But at 16, I feel it's a responsible age. And if you know better, and you go to school and you come home, you should know better. So I would put it into an age thing. Anything under a certain age, I wouldn't even tell them. It's chalk it up to this life. Why even put that on your kid even later in life?
But you can do everything right and still have those things happen.
It's
inevitable.
Right.
You can do things to mitigate and make it less likely to happen, but it's just inevitable. Like there's 7 billion people here, so.
And I would not want to tell my 6-year-old now, 10 years later, that you killed grandma.
No, but I don't think a lot of kids are smart and they kind of figure out what's going on. So it's like, So I'm not saying necessarily to tell them, but when they realize at some point that, that what they did might have happened, like, because I said kids put things together fast. They're not like, so it's like they might be like, damn, did I do that? And like sometimes they might not tell you that they felt like they did that. Or so I'm saying I'm more or less not less than saying, hey, you killed, like, no, but I'm saying like the reaction of them realizing that a family member may have been affected by something that, like I said, them being thrust into a situation that may be too soon.
Does that go on them at that point, though? Or does that go on us? Because at this point, let's say they come home sick. So why are they around grandma? So if grandma lives with them, so why are they not separated? Okay, if they don't wash their hands much, as the parent what kind of child you have. Why are you not walking around disinfecting the house? Like, why are you not doing these things? You get what I'm saying? So it's like that's why it's hard for me to blame the kid. It's not even the kid, because you're not saying blame the kid. You're talking about
I'm talking about like the psychological thing. It might, because like I said, kids catch on quick. Like they're not like, because I think like sometimes we think like, oh yeah, they're not gonna figure it out. Then sometimes you're like, oh, that shit, they got this shit figured out. So you're like, how do you get into that? Like you're like, oh shit,
like
they might say that shit to you though. Be like, well, why didn't you disinfect after me?
Yeah. Like you think they ain't listening and they're hearing everything.
Yeah, they hear everything and they understand shit way quicker than you think. And you're like, oh shit, they kind of figure out what's going on. So like that's why I don't mean to go look at your kids and say, it's your fucking fault. Like it's like, but like then when they do realize it, and you're like, damn, how do I explain this? Like as they get older, so they don't feel guilty about it. Like to understand that this is out of your control. Like, but like I said, the way the social thing works is like I feel like they're pushing us to be like, yeah, get back to normal. And it's like, but we still have to understand that this isn't what our norm was anymore. It's a new norm.
Right. But that's the capitalism machine pushing too, though.
Yeah. Because like I said, I can't, like, there's still COVID happening, still shit happening, people are dying from it, whatever, but they don't put it in the forefront like they used to anymore. So it's like, they make it seem like, and you're like, no, nigga, this shit's still happening. Like it.
Hey, question. Did you guys have COVID?
I've
had it.
Have you had COVID?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't had it yet.
Not yet, but you hear how you said yet, because it's just here.
Because I'm saying yet because I know it can eventually happen. My wife had it and I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
So I know the tendency is there. I just haven't caught it yet.
That's because with your body count, you've had everything.
So
even sick.
So what you're trying to say is I'm asymptomatic?
Yes, nigga.
All right. I'll take that. Did I say that right?
It was close enough.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll move on to the next topic. All right. Hunter got a lot of them.
Looks like you.
I guess we'll start with this one and then try to. Who sits in the front of the car with you, wife or mom, and why does it matter? The uncommonicity? Is that what you were?
Yeah, I was trying to come up with a new word in life.
Okay.
You said uncommonicity on the phone, and I said that is not a word, nigga.
I know it's not a word, but it can become a word.
It can. I guess. All right, that's what we're planning on doing. Who sits in the front?
Yeah, I saw a video and the wife was in the front seat and then mom came along and was like, no, you got to get in the back seat. And my mom goes in the front. I'm like, why does it matter, bro? You know, I get if it's a 2-door car or whatever and whoever's a more triple one, I get that. But in a 4-door car, I'm like, why does it matter?
Ego.
You know? Yeah, that's what I'm talking. That's what made me bring it up because I'm like, are we bullying?
Is that or is that fearful on his part? That's weird because he said it. Not neither one of the mom or the daughter or whatever said. It was he who said it.
Well, if the daughter-in-law steps up and gives it, it is what it is. But I mean, mom could have said something to him, be like, hey, I want to be in the front seat. And he's like, hey, baby, you got to get up in the back. That's like.
I can see that being ego, because it's just weird for the guy. I think he's scared. He's scared.
He wants to let his mom know the importance of her.
He's in an impossible situation.
Why?
That's mommy. That's mommy.
Yeah.
That's my mother.
Yeah.
That's wifey.
Yeah.
He wants to let her know the importance in his life. Like for him, he's terrified if she thinks she doesn't know that she's number one.
Right, and that's what I was kind of getting at. I'm like, but why is this over a front seat?
What the hell clip were you watching? Because I feel like because I live with both of them, so if they got in the car, come stood at the door, and they're like, "Well, who sits up front?" I'm like, "You guys are grown. You guys would figure that out,
right?
Figure that shit out. I'm not
right.
Because I'm turning the car on and I'm getting out."
That's what I said. I didn't get the whole front seat argument. It's like, what's wrong with the back seat?
I think it's deeper than that, though.
I think
exactly. That's why I think it is. It's more.
It's a respect thing for some people.
And that situation sounds like it's
so it's
someone don't like somebody.
So it's respectful that you ride in the front seat. When do we put that when we put that into the cars?
No, it's a respectful for like it can say for like his mom. It's for like for his wife to respect his mom to the point to put her in the front seat, which is deemed to be the more comfortable ride than the back seat.
Yeah, I get that. But
the sad part is the car it was at. It's like some E-Class Mercedes. So I don't know why.
No matter what the car is, nigga, it's the action.
No, that's not true. That ain't true. Well, if it's a Maybach, I'm like,
we all get
right. That's kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, when you get in the limousine, you do it. When you Uber, you go in the back. You do this, you get in the back. But why is it when it's family? It's like, no, you my son, I need to be in the front seat, or I'm your wife, I need to be in the front seat.
Even then, like, think about like, shit, I dealt with that as a kid. I don't know if you guys have, where like when the older relative gets in the car, they automatically tell the kid to get to the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's not necessarily a comfort thing. It's more of an understanding of where you sit,
where your priority is.
Yeah, like if you're the young, look, youngin, get back there. Like this is, the front's reserved for this. Like
for me, it's a comfort thing. Like I'm not trying to sit in the back. I will, but my knees is in my chest. Like that shit sucks.
And with me, it's more of a disability issue. Whoever has the hardest time, because sometimes getting in the back is a little harder than getting in the front. Like my mother-in-law had a hard time getting into, I would say, the back seat, so I never put her in the back seat. It was a whole way easier. But if you ever ride with me and my wife does not care. She'll hop in the back seat in the heartbeat, But I don't sit there and go, no, my wife rides in the front. I'll throw my wife in the back seat.
My wife always rides in the front.
Mm-hmm. See,
and it's because my mother and my mother-in-law don't have an issue with it. They prefer to sit in the back.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been.
Yeah, I was gonna say in my car,
I've never had an issue.
It's better to sit in the back than the front. Fuck.
Nah. Some of these newer cars, it's actually nice in the back, and I think it's actually safer in the back, ain't it?
Yeah. Shit, mine's got the partitions on the windows. It got the reclining seats. It has heated and cooled seats. You got all this comfort where you ain't got to worry about anything happening in the front. Shit, it's better to sit in the back. Shit, I wish I could sit in the back.
Yeah. I just when I watched that video, I didn't understand that whole. I mean, I get where they're coming from, but it's like, really, that's what you want to argue about, or you want to make a deal about life over?
But that to me, it seems like it's deeper than just the seat thing. There's someone in that situation ain't like mature. They haven't matured. Or it's like, I'm not gonna argue with you over a seat. We got places to be. Like,
or he could just be a severe mama's boy, and his wife is fighting for position.
Yeah, somebody he hasn't matured. Like that's a weird thing to just be sitting there like that.
It's the dynamic between the mother and the wife.
Something's wrong there.
And he's just trying to play middle ground.
I'm with Kevin. If I see that argument happening, who's going to sit in the front seat, I won't lie. I would be the type to just drive off and sit. They're both standing there trying to figure that shit out. I'm on my way to where I need to be.
Oh yeah.
What made it really stand out to me, because I was reading through the comments, and a lot of the comments were, "Yeah, your mama sits in the front. That's who sits in the front." And I'm like, where's this coming from?
When it was my grandmother, my wife always sat in the back.
Yeah, who made that choice?
Her.
Yeah,
she did.
Oh no, she didn't have a choice. My grandma had bad knees. She was in the front regardless.
But I'm saying she didn't even think about it though. You know what I'm saying? I bet you she didn't even go.
No, wasn't no pushback. Yeah, wasn't no pushback. No.
Yeah, but like you said, you had bad knees. Like I said, if anybody has a health condition and whatever,
didn't have bad knees, she'd be in the front. I'm telling you this right now.
Oh, see, there you go.
I don't care what kind of beef to start in my house, nigga. Baby Ruth will always be in the front of my car.
Yeah. And like I said, that could be the exact same thing with his mom, you know? Yeah. And that's what made me think about it. I was like, I get it, but I don't, you know?
I know, I get it. So you and my wife, we came together, we built something great. But in the situation, this is my mother who cared for me, took care of me solidly for 18 plus years of my life. I owe her everything. So it's not to say that I don't love you or respect you as my wife, but you got to understand that I wouldn't be who I am without this woman. So this woman is the one woman that will always be on the best of my eyes. Yeah, she got to understand that.
Yeah. But I mean, this is my thing to that. That's why I say, I bet you don't even have to say that, though.
No, I don't.
That's where that whole thing, to me, like this whole situation is almost just a maturity thing. Like most people would see certain things and be like, oh no, grandma gets the front. Like that's just how it goes. Like, okay, this is how, like, mom and wife, they can look at each other and go, it's cool, I'm not tripping, it's what it is. But when it becomes an argument, something's off. Like, unless
to go back to McFly's point, nigga, I've actually got in my car and just left them and made them get into the car. Now both y'all in the front because one of y'all driving.
Yeah, like I said, with me, it's like, why the priority though? That's what I'm trying to get at.
But
why
they weren't
put so much priority on the front seat of a car?
They weren't arguing over the seat. They were trying to say like the order they're going to do things. So I say, well, y'all figure that out. I'm gonna go do what I want to do, and I'll meet y'all here at this time. So,
no, I ain't talking about that. I'm just talking about the in general.
Well, we understand each other, Mo. I think so.
I'm just amazed that like we put a priority on the front seat. It's like it holds value or something.
It's co-pilot.
It does to them tall niggas.
I get it if you're tall. I get it if you're disabled. I get it if you have issues.
You say that till you get into the Telluride, bro. You get in that Telluride, you go, oh, nigga, this back seat. Oh, shit.
You ain't got to be tall. If the back seat's like if it's a two-seater, everybody want to be in the back seat. I mean, if it's a two-door, everybody want to be in the front seat. Nobody want to be in that motherfucking back.
Right, if it's a two-door, I get all that. So with me, my priority for the front seat is who am I going to talk to the most?
It's a car, man. You can talk to anybody.
No.
Flex real quick. I have a microphone that lets you pick up equally throughout the whole car. There's a little microphone button. You hit the button. Everyone can hear each other equally.
And that's where it is for me. Who am I going to talk to is where I'm going to put them at.
As loud as your music is, you ain't talking to nobody.
When it's a cardiac arrest in your car.
Don't talk to Mark.
My heart and it stopped.
Don't talk to Mark.
Oh my goodness.
Mark got in it over the weekend, so.
Did he too go into cardiac arrest?
He just said his ears couldn't hurt. Ears were hurting.
His ears was ringing for 30 minutes after.
Yeah, he's all right. Cool to talk to.
So the next topic comes from Kevin Wendell, and I'm gonna make it a bigger question because he said it, and then I was like, let's just make this a bigger topic. So past week, Busta Rhymes out in public. I don't know, it looked like he was at either some sort of convention or airport, and he's walking, and some random woman grabs his ass and he throws a drink at her. And you know his people grab him and all that, and then I thought about it and I said, now let the roles switch.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Let the roles fucking switch. Let that have been a man doing that to a woman, regardless of fame or not, and decides to do that publicly or in the open. Mm-hmm. What would happen? We already know what would happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
and everybody would have her side.
Yeah. So I'm even sure that people reacted, oh, Busta Rhymes just threw a drink. It's like, no, I get it. But at the same token, like, think about the roles reversed. He just threw a drink. Now, if that had been any other situation, opposite sex, this nigga's in jail or in trial or whatever. But why do you think that double standard exists with this showing the opposite sex of attention like that? Like, because the fact that I think most average reaction would be from a man saying a woman grabbed his ass in public would be like, damn, she grabbed my ass, she was feeling me. And we kind of probably won't go past that.
Yeah, that's how we're supposed to think.
Instead, like I think what Busta Rhymes did is the out of the norm, but I actually agree with that shit.
I like
a fucking drink.
He did like the women do. He said, "You want to grab me?"
He was actually acting in equality.
Yeah.
You know?
He saved her ass. He could have pressed charges.
I would just say because traditionally women are protected and men are exploited. That's why.
Because that happened to me in high school, and I remember thinking, "What the fuck?" But then I was flattered, but at the same token, I was like, "Bitch, you don't know me." Like,
no, don't grab my ass, nigga. But
that's not okay. She should have been.
We fighting.
She should have.
You grab my ass, we fighting. I'm whooping.
What do you call it? Sexual assault charges.
Hold on. You fighting because you're married or you're single? Which one is it?
I'm fighting beer. Don't touch me.
So if you were single, you would still fight too?
Don't touch me.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know if I'm pressing charges. I'm at that. But I don't know. It's like it's so ingrained in me now where it's like, bitch. You know what I mean? Like we wouldn't press charges. Like I don't feel like I would, in all honesty. Just because we've been programmed that way.
I guess I'll be the outlier and to say it doesn't bother me.
That's not an outlier. That's the norm. That's just how the way Busta Rhymes responded.
So if a random man walked up and grabbed your ass, you wouldn't be bothered?
No, not a man.
No, it's like
it's opposite sex. Don't make it weird, Mo.
Right. No.
Come on, we're sticking to this gender equality shit. Don't make it weird.
Right. But like you said earlier, it is that double standard that we have. It really is.
We're like, oh, a woman grabs your ass, you're supposed to be flattered. It's like that's not how it's supposed to work. Like if they can always be offended, we should be able to be offended too. Shit.
If a woman grabs my ass, I pray I got a fork. I'm gonna let that motherfucker rip.
That would be a good response. That would be a good response. Then you probably have backlash like he piece of shit. But I don't know. It's not. Fuck, that's not. I don't even know how it would go in the legal system. Like, that's a weird one. If you think about it, like it shouldn't be weird, but do you think the judge would be like, come on, man, deal with it?
Right. The judge would probably say that. Depending on how old and where the judge was raised, he probably would say
equality.
Right. But you remember, equality only really started with some of the younger generation.
I won't front. If the judge did do that, I would be like, yes, say that so I can get the biggest money out of the situation, because that would be so unfair. Like, especially in the society we live in now, it's like I'm about to get paid.
Now, if that happened at work, yes, I would be suing. If it happened at work, I would sue. On the streets, I just be like, what's up?
Like it's tough because there's a lot of shit that still goes on in that system that is mad unfair. Yeah. So it's like I don't know, it's fucked up. I've been on my TikTok kick watching a bunch of videos I shouldn't be watching anymore. That sounded wrong. Videos that are angering me. Let's put it that way.
I was about to say at that point, I was say sorry for the algorithm, Kevin.
No, thank you.
But I mean, I wouldn't. Me personally, I mean, it's a situation by situation. For the most case, I wouldn't take offense to it.
One thing though, I did see in the comments. I was reading comments on that video, and I was actually surprised because almost every comment was like, she got what she deserved. Let that shit be reversed. Right. That's what would happen. So I was like, at least there's an understanding to see that, but it's not executed all the way. But it's starting to be a little more, because I think back in the day, if he threw that drink on her, they might have bum rushed him. Now they're like, she deserved that.
Hey, that's why I said with the younger generation, it is changing. It really is changing. Because my generation, we would just suck it up and deal with it.
Yeah.
She was probably shocked as fuck. Like, wait a minute, he's supposed to be flattered.
Yeah, I thought I was a baddie. Baddies get drinks thrown on them too.
Now I got.
Yeah, she looked like a mud puppy. Yeah, throw the drink on.
A mud puppy.
Damn.
A hood booger.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. With that being said,
wait, time out. What did you just say? What did you call her?
Which one?
He said a hood booger, right? That's the first for me.
Mark.
That's a new one.
Mark. One of
I
our
never heard that
co-workers from New York. Shout out to Mark. He brought that to the table. Hood booger.
He's from Road City,
Brooklyn.
I've been triggering his ass all week.
But with that being said, this has been episode 83 of the Heavyweight Podcast. We appreciate you. We thank you for rocking with us. So, again, Stutter McFly with these three guys. Go ahead and state your names one more time.
Kevin Wendell.
That's because you couldn't remember it, huh?
You couldn't.
No.
It's your boy Mo.
It was something slice.
Oh, limb bone slice. That's right. Thank you.
Until next time, peace.
It's a wrap. That's all she wrote, folks. Thanks for tuning in once again. You can check us out on all streaming platforms. Click like, subscribe, leave some comments. You know what I'm saying? Is it Monday yet? Hello. Every Monday you got new episodes, so tune in. Have a blessed one.